Hey, this is Seriously Sis Podcast. I'm Madison.
And I'm Julia.
All right, and we're getting kicked off today. We're going to be talking about, is social media making us numb or dumb?
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah, so I would just say for me, it's a resounding yes. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely a yes. No questions if it's a yes. But I guess we'll get into the whys to the yes. Kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely.
So I'll let you lead this one off. What do you think?
Let's start with dumb, and then we can talk numb, because dumb's a little simple. Social media just makes everything, or social media, any type of devices that we have, I guess is what I'll say, just makes everything so much easier. So, like, why would I want to write an essay when ChatGPT can do it for me?
Plagiarism, that's why.
Do I really, when I go to respond to an email and I'm like, is this harsh? I can just say, hey, ChatGPT, does this sound like I'm being a jerk? And it'll let me know real quick.
It will.
Real quick.
I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm going to have to tread lightly with this subject because I write for a living.
That's true. You do. But if we just talk about, like, let's talk about we have a social media generation coming up, right? Mm-hmm. And I've raised a lot of these social media babies,
yes.
you know.
Yes,
I got a couple. The other day, you know, there are some things that I just think are basic logic that when I talk to my children, I'm like, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Like how to spell taco.
And they don't even have to know. All they have to do is turn their phone up to their mouth and say taco, voice text it. They don't even have to look it up. We had to look up, you had to use dictionaries and thesauruses and all the things.
Yep.
They got it super easy.
I had to go to writing class. They took me into a room and gave me, and I wrote in cursive until it looked beautiful. My son, I saw a notebook, he's 14, of his handwriting the other day, and I said, who in the world wrote this?
Poor guy.
I thought it was my 3-year-old. I said, surely not. And he said, what is it? I said, are you a doctor? Like, why does this look like this?
Not the doctor.
This is crazy. It just makes everything so convenient. Mm-hmm. Why work harder when you can work smarter? Isn't that the saying?
But the thing is that it's one thing to work smarter and not have to work as hard. I would like to submit that they're not working smarter, though, because you have all of this available to you, right?
Yes.
Like you've got Google, you've got AI, you've got all these things that are available to you. And yet a lot of times we find ourselves still being asked by people the most simplest of questions.
The craziest questions.
And it's like we're in an age where we have access to so much information that if we would have had access to that information in a different generation, I believe that they would have done more with it than we're doing because they had resiliency. They were able to critically think. And so they would take the things that they have access to and utilize it for whatever they were trying to accomplish. Today, we're so used to things being at our fingertips that if it doesn't come immediately, like ChatGPT, you still have to put a prompt in to get it. You still have to be able to communicate to get it. And if you're not able to do those basic things, it's like, yeah, you have all this information, you don't know how to utilize it, and you also don't know how to decipher it.
Do you think that the amount of information that we have at our fingertips makes it to where we no longer have common sense?
Yes, because just because you have access to information doesn't mean all the information is good information. Like I think I was talking to my dad about this, and I was like, we're used to instant news. Like pull up your phone, you can see whatever is going on in any place in the world. But just a generation or two ago, they were dependent upon the newspaper and they were dependent upon news broadcasts. And, TV back in the day went off. It didn't stay on all day. So because it took so much time to put that stuff together, they made sure that what they were reporting was accurate. Today, you get play by play. This is what's happening right now. And you've got so many different sources that we get so much false information
Right.
because we have so much access to stuff that it's like just because you have information doesn't mean that the information is true. And it doesn't mean, and then we have too much to sift through. So if you don't have common sense, if you've not had to figure out things on your own, then it can be a little bit overwhelming of, what is true, which is where I think we see like a lot of young people right now, and just the fact that we have the term misinformation.
I've seen so many videos that are AI, and someone will send it to me and I look at it, like, for example, I have French bulldogs, a few. And I had a few people that were sending me this video the other day, and it was like a dog show, and there was this Siberian Mastiff, I swear, with French Bulldog ears. They were trying to say, this is like the new French Bulldog. And I was like, dang, AI has gotten crazy. And like the people were like, I thought this was real. And I was like, that guy's leg is going through that dog. Like,
It's like the Will Smith video. Did you see that?
no, I didn't see the Will Smith video.
So he posted this thing where I guess it was like a concert or promo thing. And it was to make his crowd look fuller. But everybody peeped the AI really quickly because like somebody's wrist was in somebody else's ear, and like people's faces were merging into other people's shoulders. And I'm just like, how do y'all... Don't get me wrong, AI is getting better, but I'm like, that's a dead giveaway, my guy.
I've seen a lot of like the AI profile shots for LinkedIn. Like you can give it a picture and say, hey, give me a headshot, and it gives you a headshot. And these people, I swear, they look like a cartoon character off of Disney. Every time I see it, I'm like, this doesn't look realistic. I mean, you look like no one's skin
Like a
looks like
cartoon.
that. And if it did look like that, I need to know how.
I think that us 30-somethings were born at the sweet spot of technology.
I agree.
Like
Maybe.
we're old enough to have memories of doing things without it, right?
Right.
Having to do research papers and go to the library, like those kinds of things. But young enough to where our parents are still calling on us to figure out how to use their phones.
Right.
And I think that we are a dying breed because it's one or the other. It's like you can't adapt because you don't have the technology acumen, if you will, to be able to use it, or you are so young that this is all you know, and the moment that you have to do something else, it's like you go into like absolute shock. So I think we were born in the sweet spot.
I was thinking about social media with my kids, right? When they get in trouble and we take their phones away and take all their devices, because that's the go-to. Like back in the day, I got in trouble. I got my butt beat. Wasn't even a question. Mom said, do you want to be grounded or get your butt beat? And it's like, and when I was grounded for like 2 weeks straight. Like nothing. You ain't doing not a thing. So when they give you the options, it's like, get a spanking, or I didn't, nothing for 2 weeks. I'm stuck in this house. Now we just take their phones away. Give me your phone. And they act like the whole world is ending. Oh, please, no. But I noticed something is my girls never want to give me their phones. Like, they give them to me, of course, but they're like so sad. My boys are like, here you go. Enjoy. I'm going to go.
What do you think that's about?
My boys play video games. I'm sure that's what it is. So don't take the Xbox,
I see.
But I do think that sometimes I like when I'm watching social media, I think girls are a little more active on social media than I've noticed for boys. You got all the ladies in the chat hyping you up. Oh, you go girl, you look good in that. No, you do not. But no, I think back to the question we were talking about is if it makes people dumb. And I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
I've seen some things. I've read some things. And I'm like,
And it's funny because being in the nonprofit space, especially in having worked with different education institutions, they always talk about 21st century creative skills or workforce skills, and how they're working to develop critical thinking. And I'm like, I write the grant, don't get me wrong. I write it, we do our thing. But I'm thinking to myself, I know some of these kids. and they're passing your classes with flying colors. But if I asked them to follow this recipe, they would not be able to do it.
That's crazy, man.
Like, so I think that there is something that has been lost with us having access to everything,
Right.
but not knowing how to manage it.
We don't get our own. We don't make our own opinions anymore. It's
Right.
like we just Google it. Like, oh, what is that true? Let me look it up. I can make anything true in Google. I swear.
Yeah. I mean,
And ChatGPT as
yeah.
well.
ChatGPT, you can
Don't ask
literally
him who
tell
God
it.
is. Don't do it.
Yeah. You can literally tell it, write it with this lean, or write it from this perspective, or write it in this voice. Why would you trust anything that you get from that? If
true.
you can manipulate it, why would you receive any information from it, with at least without checking into it?
Right.
I'm not saying, AI or Chat GPT or anything is evil. I think, people can have good intentions and use it for good things, or bad intentions and use it for bad things. But what I am saying is that I'm not about to trust my livelihood to it. I might use it to help freshen up a few things, but as far as research is concerned, do my own research.
I think it's that all the tools we have, they're really fascinating. It's cool, and it's amazing that we've gotten to the point that we are. It's not the tools problem. It's that people are lazy.
Yes.
And people have just gotten worse and worse and lazier and lazier. And so if they don't have to do it, especially kids, man, especially kids. I see, and I don't know, it might be our generation's fault, because we kind of raised these kids that are coming up. And I think maybe our parents were so hard on us that we were like, we ain't going to treat you like that, baby. Unless you're in my house. But
I was going to say, I've been to your house. I don't know if that's true for you, but it is true
don't
for
play
some
with
people.
me. But there's a lot of coddling going on, and it's, we don't even recognize that, this is not normal. People, you're not supposed to have grown children living at home, like, not contributing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I see one mom cleaning up after all the kids, and I'm like, you must have lost your mind. I call my kids in, hey, come do your chores.
I mean, the truth as far as the dumb thing is, and I do want to touch on the numb part, but to me, as far as the dumb part is concerned, it touches on that instant gratification that is so flesh, like, because we can have access to anything we want,
Right.
at any capacity, and any answer. We don't have to work for anything, and once you feed that monster, it's like dopamine hit after dopamine hit. Like, I got what I needed, I got what I wanted, and then the moment you got to work for something, you don't want to put any effort into it because you're not used to that. And I think that is kind of what makes us dumb, is that we get in a habit of, I don't have to work for anything. I don't have to learn this. Somebody will give it to me. And we keep with that. And then after you know it, like, you're so used to letting someone else think for you,
Right.
that you unlearn how to think for yourself, if you ever knew how to think for yourself to begin with. Speaking of the young generation.
They may have never known. So then the question comes back up. Then is it that all this technology makes us dumb, or is it laziness that makes us dumb?
I think as far
Can
as...
it really be this thing's fault?
No.
It's not in charge of us or in control.
No, I think the responsibility is with us.
Right.
And I think the responsibility is also with parents. Like,
Absolutely.
you've got to set some boundaries for your kids. We had boundaries.
Right.
We cry about them often, but we had them.
We had a lot.
We had a lot of boundaries. But you have to set boundaries because the tool is the tool, There are a lot of discussions about a lot of things that people want to either promote or ban because of what the consequences of using them are. And you can't really blame the tool. You have to blame the user.
Absolutely.
Because you can, I can use my writing for good to help raise money for a charity. I can also use my writing to inspire riots. You would never tell somebody to stop writing because, well, you might. But
you should just not.
You should just not. But typically, you don't tell people
Right.
stop writing because your writing can be used one way or another. You don't tell people stop driving cars because people have accidents. Well, I still got to get to work,
Right.
So it's not the tool, it's how you use it. So yeah, I think if we go with that, we're trying to take ourselves off the hook and be like, it's not my fault. It's the tool's fault.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's our fault as adults,
Yes.
but if it's for the children's sake, I mean, it's definitely the parents' fault. Like, come on, parent your kids,
Talk to them.
man. And if you feel like they ain't learning in school, I suggest you homeschool them. Might be the way to go.
Yeah, I don't have children, but if I do, that's definitely the way that I'm leaning because I've seen some things.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So we talked about the dumb part, and I just briefly want to talk about the numb part. Because I've been thinking about that a lot lately, in that, social media opens us up to so many things, and a lot of them are not good things. Think about the fact that the entire world just watched somebody get assassinated. People have pornography addictions in ways that they've in number that they've not had in the past because our access to so many things is,
Right.
you know. And the crazy part is because we see it so much, it's becoming a thing where people are just like, they'll watch the video, be moved for 2 seconds, and then go on to the next video. And before this, I was telling you that there was a post that somebody was like, we were never designed to watch somebody get murdered and then laugh at a meme right after. And we're beginning to see that people are becoming desensitized to the things that they're seeing. And the scary part of that is that that means that I no longer have the compassion for humankind that I once had. I no longer am able to, I'm just speaking theoretically because I'm not married, but like I can't honor my marriage because I'm a slave to pornography. I reduce people to how I view them or what I think of them because of what I've seen.
Right.
So it is numbing us, and it's numbing us in a way that makes us not be able to have compassion for our brother or sister. And by brother or sister, I don't just mean in the church, I just mean your neighbor walking down the street, because we've reduced them to the things that we've seen in social media. And that part is concerning, because if you can watch somebody get shot and then turn around 5 seconds later and laugh at a meme of a dog, we've lost something inside of us,
Right.
that we used to have, and that part of it is scary. But again, is it the tool, or is it the way that we're using it?
Yeah, and there's a lot of on top of that that shows you not just numbness, but people's character starts to come out. And I question like what the normal character is now in this generation, in this world. You watch something horrible like that happen, and for me that there's an effect. Like I'm affected.
Right.
And you sit there and go and you see comments and whatnot, and the comments are brutally horrible, like
Or
saying
celebratory.
things, saying things that just inhumane. Like, why would you say that? But it's not just that instance. There's been quite a few instances where you can scroll on social media and you can see something bad happening or not appropriate by any means, a half-naked girl twerking and
Right.
things like that. And people are like, oh, you go girl, you look good. No,
No, you don't.
no. Like, when did we stop having morals?
Right.
Like, when did we stop valuing ourselves? I that's something that's really hard with this generation that's coming up. Like I said, I have kids and I have teenage girls, and explaining to them that no, you will not wear that. Like, what's the issue? It's just my midriff, or it's just this, it's just that. It's fashionable. No, like, come on, like, cover yourself. Be a little modest. My like, apparently I'm like what are a nun over here, the way I dress compared to that's what my daughter thinks, sometimes. And it's just like, it's amazing just the things we're numb to because of social media, the things that are so normal.
Right.
It's normal for somebody to be walking around all leaving nothing to the imagination. No wonder guys have so many issues when it comes to marriages falling apart now, and people cheating and those kind of things happen. No wonder when all you have to do is open social media. I've had many times I've opened it, and I have French bulldogs. I follow quite a few French bulldog pages, and every once in a while someone will post something completely not explicit on there. Am I following an explicit page? No.
Right.
I follow a page where people post puppies, and every once in a while something crazy comes up. And no wonder people, you really have to prepare yourself
Yep.
every time you open your phone. And I don't care what you do, you can never censor it from your kids. If they have electronic
Yeah, if
devices,
they have access. Yeah.
it is, people are like, oh, I got this thing locked down. I promise you, you don't.
The amount of things that I've seen on YouTube Kids that should not be on YouTube Kids is crazy. And again, our parent, well, at least I feel like my mom was looking at everything. Like,
Right.
I get a CD for my birthday and she'd listen to it first, that kind of thing. So my mom was like on top of what I was consuming. But I just see parents give their kids their phone and just go watch whatever, and they do it under the false idea that it's YouTube Kids, they'll be fine. Listen.
No.
Listen, do you know how easy it is to just say, yeah, this is safe for kids, and upload it, and it's on YouTube Kids? I'm telling you, it's simple. Anybody can do it.
Right.
So it is very scary. And the thing is like, for children, what you introduce to them and what they see over and over again is what becomes normal for them. And it's the same thing for us. Like, one of the reasons people were so fearful during COVID is because all we got pumped full of was fear. Fear videos, fear emails from jobs, fear mandates. And I'm not saying that there wasn't a reason to have to be cautious about what was going on, but every day, all we were doing was consuming things that drove fear inside of us. And that's why it was such a fearful time. It's the same thing for children. If children see, if they see people being mean to people over and over again, if they see abuse over and over again, which are things that they're seeing on YouTube Kids,
Right.
that is what's going to be normal to them, and they will become adults who view that as, average, everyday, life. And so you definitely have to monitor what they watch, but we all need to be monitoring what we're putting into our spirits.
Right.
Because the more that you lean into something, the more familiar that becomes, and it's a dangerous situation when that is more familiar to you than the Word of God, or than regular relationship with people or regular conversation. So yeah, we all need to be mindful about what we're watching and who we're following.
I agree. That when you said like it makes it to where you're not able to have normal conversation, I think about so many times when someone tells me they had to respond to me via text because it was easier for them to get their words out there. That's a pure, couldn't apologize directly to me, couldn't say it directly to me, had to get behind your phone and type it in a whole sentence, and ChatGPT probably helped you with it, let's be honest. And then you sent it over, you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. I think that we have an addiction to this as a nation, like as a world. I think we have an addiction to this. I think it's like 70% of the United States has social media. And it's a hard one to break.
I mean, so much of our lives are all around it. Your
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
my business. I utilize social media all the time. Research is primarily done on computers now. So like, yeah, it's hard to, but you've got to set boundaries.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I guess I won't doom scroll tonight.
I'm going to be texting you and be like, are you on your phone?
I am now. Yeah, well, anyway, I guess we better get off of that one before we make somebody mad.
I'm for it.
For making people mad?
Hey, listen, we gotta take some accountability at some point. Like, it is hard. I am a full-time mother, but I'm also a full-time employee. I work full-time. My husband full-time employee, full-time dad. So a lot of raising our kids, you know, there's not a mom at home to watch these babies. I'm relying on others to watch them. So it is hard. Sometimes I don't get to do some of the things I'd like to be able to do. But that is the way the world is going right now with cost and everything. So I think there's a lot that could be said on the dumb and the numb social media, but I think it's going to take a miracle. Shut down Facebook. Didn't that happen or something like that? They shut down Twitter and the whole world just lost it. TikTok, that's what it was.
Which I think I saw somewhere that they're not going to get rid of it anymore.
Listen, they shut down TikTok for approximately
2 minutes.
4 hours. It may not even been that long, but everybody lost it. Remember, everyone was like, oh, TikTok's gone. And I hadn't even watched TikTok because my husband told me that it was tracking me. And so I was like, I'm not going on there. Now I go on there and I purchase way too much disgusting candy.
Yeah, you do. You actually have a problem. We should probably talk about that.
It's not good. I'm going to bring it with me next week. We'll eat it together.
She will eat it. I will not.
Eat some chamoy pickles. But
you have at that.
I don't have anything left on this subject, guys. I think I'm good.
I don't either. Guard your heart.
Yep, what she said.
See y'all in the next one.
Later.